We're back to finish up the bracelet, and I will tell you, when I ended and said that I would be right back, it was 10 to 11, and I looked at the clock and I said, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to meet Marla at 11 o'clock for lunch. So I threw everything down and had a really, really nice lunch with Marla for a couple hours, just talking about things, getting to know each other a little bit better, and talking about stitching. And Marla has agreed that at some point we can go hang out in her living room and talk and look at all of her stitching. And she does cross stitch, she does quilting, a little bit of everything, English paper piecing. So we're gonna do that sometime this summer. And then after that, I went to get my mom. So Shirley is here. You want to say hi, Mom? Say hi, Mom.
Hi.
Sitting in her chair. So she finally got to go through one of the tubs that I have. She's gone through some of her articles and picked one for me to read. So when I get done here, I think I'll go sit outside. It was a beautiful, beautiful day, and really didn't get to be outside too much because I was in here and then went to get her, but I think I'll sit outside to read from Shirley's Cottage for you. So anyway, then when I got back, Jim wanted to go look at trees. So now it's a little after 5 o'clock. And when I sat down to do this, I didn't like how the beading was coming out at all. Not at all. So there's one side done. So when I show you guys how I decided to do it, you're going to probably think I'm a genius. So if you are a purist and you don't like to use glue on any of your fabric, then you should look away, because I'm going to show you in a minute we're going to use glue. But I took both of those hooks. It's meant to have that, you know, that hook that goes in. And what I did instead was took both loops and I stitched it on with that DMC variegated so that you could see the turquoise. And then I've got my ribbon ready, so I'll be putting that on. But let me show you what I did. I took off that whole side of beads that I already did because it was too lumpy, it was too time consuming, it didn't look good. Oh shoot, I just lost a bunch of my beads. Okay, you guys, I might have to shut down and redo this. I will, but I'll show you what I did. So I got that secured down at the end with my little loop. I strung the whole row of beads as long as I wanted, except I just dropped some off of here. So I'm going to add those back on. And then what I'm going to do is stick the needle through here. So let me get that caught back up and then I'll show you what we're going to do. I have my beads strung back on, and you can see they're kind of just the length of that. Lori, in her pattern, I believe she had beads going around all the way around on the ends. I decided not to do that for no reason except that probably because I'm lazy and I just want to get it done. So this is where the genius part comes in. I know there's other glues out there, but Liquid Stitch by Dritz. This is the best. It dries clear. So here we go. I took and I did, I'm trying to do this so you guys can see me, but I also need to see what I'm doing. A line of glue right around that edge. And I think what I decided, why I was having trouble beading this, because I have beaded before, is that usually it's laying flat, it's on a flat surface, and this is on this edge. And I was having trouble getting the beads where I wanted it to. But, so I have that glue. I had some clothespins here ready in case I had to keep that pinned down, but with this glue you don't even need that. It will dry clear. You can see there's a lot of glue on there. And you can see the other side is already dry and it dried clear. So I'm holding that so you can see it, but I want to flip it around. So right now, I didn't tie this off yet. I just have the needle stuck in there with the end of the thread until I can make sure that the length of this is okay. That's popping up a little bit, so I'm just going to stick a little glue in there. I know you can't see what I'm doing. It was sticking up on that end, And I'm just making sure that everything looks good and flat and that it's turned the way, you know, that's more towards the me instead of towards the back. So I'll hold it this way so it's not upside down. So that you will see in a little bit of time, you can see that that's stuck right to the glue. And right now it looks like a mess, but it won't. It won't in just a very, very short time here. I'm going to come back and we're going to tie on the ribbon. You can see my flower on the back. We're going to tie on the ribbon. It's probably going to be too small for me, but I'm going to see if I can wear it. So we'll let that dry. So I'm back. I'm letting that dry. I have my ribbon ready to go. And I haven't tied that off yet. I'm just going to make sure that this is all tacked down before I get that kind of tied off at the end. And we'll do that together. So while we're sitting here waiting for that to dry a little bit more, I thought I would tell you about this girl on Instagram that I hooked up with just last week, I think. Her Instagram name is Stitching Men's the Soul. Stitching Men's the Soul. All I know about her is that, you know how you get links to other stitchers? I, you know, kind of tapped on her and looked at one of her photos. And if you guys have been following me, you know how excited I will get. Underneath her name, which I believe is Toma, T-O-M-A, if I'm saying that right, underneath her name where the location is, Lithuania. So, of course, I started following her and I messaged her. And, you know, needless to say, everybody out there is so sweet. I think stitchers have the best kind of souls, and she didn't disappoint. She put me in her stories. She linked one of my yo-yo pillow pictures and just really jumped in and started supporting me right away. So I just want to tell her hello, and I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Toma, Stitching Men's the Soul, Ishmilia Tuva, or Tava, Ishmilia Tava. I love you, in Lithuanian. Do you guys remember that story about my grandma, Ishmilia Tuva, and Bubachok Zubanya, which was kiss my ass? I'm not going to say that to Toma. I'm going to tell her the other one. So anyway, I just want to thank her and have you guys maybe look her up and follow her. She's she does a lot of really cool cross stitch too. And isn't it fun to see somebody on in another part of the world stitching the same things that we're doing or doing something different and introducing us to that. So, okay, let's get back to the bracelet. I stitched, therefore I am remembered. So it all started out with that inspiration. And then Rhonda, is it Rhonda Lou 56 on Instagram? She also is a cross stitcher. I will put her information down there as well. She also inspired me. She has got the coolest turquoise jewelry. I lived in Arizona for a while and did collect some turquoise, and I haven't been wearing it. Well, some of my rings are too small right now, but I was inspired by her to get out some of my turquoise and start wearing it. So therefore, with Lori, Not Forgotten Farm, and turquoise and all that, that's how this came about. So we'll see how this goes. It's still, I can tell it's still a little bit tacky. I just want a little bit drier before I put the ribbon on. So once again, on this, look for Lori Brecklin, Not Forgotten Farm. She is on Instagram. I'm sure she's on Facebook, and she has a YouTube that she does, which is really cute. A lot of fun things that she shows there. And then also, what do I want to say? Oh, on Etsy. That's where I've gotten her things. So I did get this. I don't have the cover pattern to show you, but if you're interested in it, go look it up. This, I think this was on sale when I got it. And I showed these last week, but I'll show this one again. The sewing sampler. My linen is my soil. My needle is my plow. It gets really, my threads are my seeds, and my words I do sew. That one was on her Etsy shop. And then, of course, Peas and Carrots that I had to make a copy of, so I don't have that one in color. But look how cute that is. Peas and carrots. That was one of her newer releases. So, okay, let's see how we do here, you guys, and wrap this thing up. So I have that thread coming out just off the end. I put some good glue there, but what I'm going to do is just how you would tie anything else off. I'm going to string it through and kind of, I'm going to have to do this down here. I don't know if you guys will be able to see. Let me see if I can do it. Okay. And a shorter needle is better. Oh, I don't have enough. I'm just going to knot that off a couple times, you guys. And then I'm going to tuck it in and just string it through. Have it come out the back. And then I'll cut that off. And with that glue, that isn't going anywhere anyway. I actually had more thread at the end to tie off the other one a little bit better, you know, to kind of knot it on itself. Okay, let's see, which way do I want this to go? I want the ribbon hanging from this side. So as easy as this, I'm just going to loop it around on itself with that pretty little loop like that. Although, okay, I did that wrong. So if I came, do you guys do that too? Okay, I came from the back side, I want to come from the front side so that that looks nice and finished off on the top. You know, so that it looks like kind of like a man's tie on the front and not on the back. I know I'm not going to be able to tie this myself. That's not quite dry. Oh, I don't think I will. Let me see. I'm going to string that through. Just like that. Oh, you guys, with the, oh, look how exciting that is. With the clasp on there, it's a perfect fit. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go have my mom or Jim tie that off for me, and I'll come back and show it off. Okay, guys, my mom couldn't quite get it tied into a bow, and Jim was in the shower. So I just kind of tied it off myself. Of course, I would have somebody help me tie it into a bow, but I'm thinking that's pretty cute. Can you see how perfectly that fit with the two clasps? So I guess it depends on how you want it. I guess, okay, let's go back and recap. I was thinking I would have left a little bit more linen border because with the beads, I don't know that you can see the border that I stitched as well. And then I was thinking that I would have had this meet in the back. But the way I did those little horseshoe thingies, clasps, I don't think I need that. And then, you know, more of this is here in the front than wrapped around to the back. So I'm going to call that a win. Now, here's the other thing. When you wear a ring or a bracelet, do you wear it so that you can see it and read it? Or if somebody said, oh, Kelly, let me see your bracelet, and you went like this, then it would be upside down. So which way would it be? Or if I was sitting here like this, you'd be able to read it. Those are just some thoughts. But I'm really excited about that. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me take it off so you can see it up close again, because I'm really excited about it. I thought that was a really good project. I'm excited. That bottom still isn't quite dry. I mean, you can see how wonderful that liquid stitch is. I've been messing around with it, and I mean, literally, I didn't wait in between when I shut you guys down and came back up. It's, I mean, it still needs to dry, but I've been messing with it, and it's on there. That beautiful variegated ribbon, hand-dyed from CC at the Thread Gatherer. and my pretty back. And I stitched Therefore I Am Remembered. That's all of us that stitch. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's Memorial Day weekend here, and I'm assuming most of us are in the United States, but I don't know that for sure. I know Heather's up in Canada, and Memorial Day weekend is for us here. Of course, we're remembering all the men and boys that fought and died for our freedoms. And for my family, it means spending a day on the lake, on the pontoon, and a lot of good food. And hopefully we're going to do that tomorrow. And then Monday, Jim and I will relax together, maybe take a drive with the top down and work in the yard, because we went and bought another tree, actually two. So there's the bracelet. Thank you so much for joining me to do that. And I'm going to be off and see what article my mom picked for Shirley's Cottage. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. Remember to thumbs up and subscribe if you care to. That would be great. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.